now. And joining us now to talk about this apparent terrorist attack is Rice University political scientist Richard Stoll.
Professor Stoll, thanks for coming in. You say the shooting was likely done in retaliation. Explain.
Well, this was a satirical magazine, and they make fun of everyone, but they've had a history of saying things that they think are satire, but about Muslims, about the Prophet Muhammad, and their media center was firebombed a while back. And again, most people believe that was done in retaliation for what they have been saying about the religion of Islam. Sure,
it certainly appears that this was a well-planned operation and not by amateurs. They seemed very calm, while going through this. What do you think, how would you say we categorize the men who did this?
Well, at a minimum, they've had some sort of training in how to conduct sort of military-type operations. I don't know how much, and I think the big question that remains open is to what extent were they directed by people outside of Paris? That is, are they linked to groups like ISIS or Al-Qaeda, or are these people that may have had some contact with those groups but basically stage this on their own?
And let's talk about, I wanted to talk about two things, the resolve of the French in light of what's just happened today, and also the role of the U.S. when something like this takes place.
Well, I think what we're seeing, the reaction in France, is what we might expect to see in many places in the world, that when you are threatened by an outsider, there's at least a tendency in the short run to rally to your government and say, we will all stand together. As far as the U.S., I think, one, will just do whatever the French want us to do. I imagine, as we're doing this interview, that there are a lot of people in the U.S. intelligence community who are reviewing intercepted communications and things like that, looking to see, at least after the fact, if there might have been some connection here between these three individuals and some larger group, either in France or elsewhere.
Certainly, and I would imagine American authorities, perhaps the CIA, helping in the manhunt that, as we mentioned, is underway right now. Professor Richard Stoll with Rice University, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.